Oh, I get it.
Okay, so you have your brake applied. Well, I'm just going to drive a little bit. So, what you do is you're half a block away. You'll hit your amber warning lights. You see how they come on the lights? That's also up here, so you can actually see it in the crossover mirror that your lights are working. The only ones you can't see are the back. So you normally have another driver help you look at the back ones, make sure that they're working. Okay?
So do we have to do all that for the pre-test? Like, or do we got to get out and make sure the back lights work, the front lights work, the blinkers?
The instructor will be in the front and the back, and all he'll have you do is show off your turn signals, make sure your headlights work, and they'll come up and specifically ask you to turn on your warning lights or anything like that if they want to see that.
Okay, but we don't have to get back out.
Test. No, they will be back there looking.
Okay.
And they'll be up front looking. Okay. So your amber lights are activated. Then you come to a complete stop. Put the bus in neutral. Hold the parking brake. Then you can let go of the brake. Okay. Then open the door. Let the kids on. Now, if you're picking up on the right-hand side, you line the door up with the child. If the child is going to cross the street, you stay 10 feet in front of them. So
behind them.
Behind, well,
or in front.
It depending. Yeah.
I see.
You stop 10 feet ahead of them. Okay? And then they'll cross the road and get in. Wait till the child is seated. This is what I always say is when you're doing your test. Say, and I wait until the child's seated. I put my foot on the brake. Shut the door. Put the bus in gear before you shut the door or the stop sign is out. You'll get docked for that. So make sure you shut the door and say that my warning lights are deactivated. Put the bus in gear. Then push in the parking brake. Then you can accelerate and take off. Okay? So that's how that works. I'll have you guys do it here in a little bit, but I want to go through the air brake part of the test. Here we go. Alright. Okay, well, I didn't. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you'll start the bus. Okay? And all you have to say to them is that I'm letting the air compressor build till 120 psi.
Okay.
Okay? Normally you can help that by revving it a little bit. Okay? And as you're watching right here, it'll grow until it hits, it doesn't actually say 120 on the dash, but you see the little mark. Okay? Mm-hmm. Did you hear that?
Yep.
Okay?
Yeah.
Then you're at 120 psi.
That was the cutoff we heard?
Yes. Yep. Next thing you'll do is you'll push in the parking brake, turn the key on. Okay?
And wait a minute, right? Is this the wait
Right,
a minute one?
and then you put your foot on the brake, and you're going to hold for a minute,
Oh.
and then as you're sitting there holding the brake, you shouldn't lose more than 2 psi. Okay? And they might time you for a minute, they might not. Okay?
Just know that you shouldn't lose more than
Right. Yep.
2
and
psi.
And
in a
as you're
minute.
doing stuff, make sure you're explaining to them
Why?
what you're doing
Okay.
and why you're doing it. Okay? And then when you're done with that, they'll say, okay, now we'll move on to the low pressure warning. Okay? And then you just have to pump the brakes at 60 psi, the buzzer, and the warning light will come on. Okay? And then you can say at 20 psi, the parking brake will pop out. And you just keep pumping until the parking brake pops out. There we go. So it popped out. After that, you start the bus again. Then you say you're starting it to build up pressure. Okay? And at 60 psi, the buzzer and the light will shut off. I'm going to help it a little bit. Okay, so there the buzzer and light went out. around 85 to 100 psi, it's safe to drive the vehicle. Okay. And then again, at 120 psi, the governor will kick in.
And they're fine with you revving it up and letting it go
Yep.
quicker?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, there, it just kicked in. Next part of it, you won't shut anything off. Okay, make sure your seatbelt, because you're actually going to drive this time, so you'd make sure your seatbelt is. Okay, then you'll put your bus in drive, and then with your parking brake activated, you press on the accelerator with the bus in drive. That's to show them that the bus isn't going anywhere. Okay? That's the parking brake test. Next one is the service brake test. So you'll just roll forward and hit the brake to make sure that the service brake works. Okay? And then that'll be the end of the air brake test. After that, they'll tell you if you passed the air brake test or not. You cannot go on if you did not pass the air brake test. Okay? Do you both want to go through it?
Yes, we have to.
Okay.